Alright, so I've been told that some people enjoy the more talky videos, so here's all the shout out to you 5 people. Here is a video that is basically just gonna be me talking with pretty much no editing because I stayed up all night like a dumb and well, let me be honest, it's not good because it's to the point now. I'm past the point of no return where I know that when I fall asleep, I'm going to be asleep for like 12 hours, and in 12 hours is the next day, and I haven't made the video for today. So, back's against the wall. I guess I'm gonna do this. What's the worst that could happen? I guess the only thing that's kind of been on my mind lately is the fact that it's this whole idea of like sticking with things that you actually want to do. I mean, I'm the type of person who jumps into a new project before actually finishing my last one, and then I kind of end up with a million projects that are just work in progress things. And let's be honest, the difference between work in progress and not gonna ever finish, but you don't want to admit it to yourself, is very person dependent. I'm someone who doesn't usually circle back around to a project once I've dropped it. Now, that's not true for everything. I mean, there are times where I do actually end up go back and visit a project I had once tried and gave up on, but then I go back and I actually finish it. Uh, I mean, I think this actually might be the first time I'm ever mentioning it, but on my main channel, I made a video about CSGO's replay system and Valorant's replay system, and the fact that Valorant doesn't have a replay system. Well, okay, the video was mainly about Valorant, but it compared CSGO and Valorant pretty heavily in that video. And in that video, I basically just did what I wanted to do. I set out, I achieved my goal. Yeah, the video could have been better, but I got the video done. And that's, in the end, that's kind of all that matters, really. Because as much as I can be a perfectionist about it, it's in being a perfectionist that it made me kind of, well, if I'm being honest, it made me not really want to finish the video the first time. I really struggled with it, and I gave up on it. And then a couple weeks later, I revisited it, and I said, you know what? I'm actually going to try. I'm going to try to do this. And I did. And then I immediately tried jumping into another project, got completely burnt out on it, and failed. I don't really talk about this much, because as much as I love level design, I've never actually finished a map. Which kind of sounds crazy. And it kind of hit me the other day why. I don't really care about actually finishing things. The joy I get from just working on something, knowing that progress is being made, even if that progress isn't entirely noticeable to outside people, it makes me happy. Seeing the marginal improvement from day to day activities is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. It's like when you start drawing. Yeah, of course you're going to be garbage at it, but if you stick with it for long enough, and you actually make efforts to improve, just by doing it more and more, you will eventually get better through sheer, brute forcing and sheer force of will. It's that whole any problem versus the indomitable human spirit. It's why that whole trope of believing in yourself is the real way to win any battle is kind of a big meme, even though it's got a little bit of truth in there. But only a little bit, only a small bit. I think when it comes to a lot of things in life, you kind of have to just learn to buckle down and focus on what is and isn't worth it. What is worth your time and what isn't. And I know this sounds like really basic advice, but I'm not talking to all of you. I'm talking to myself. I'm going crazy. You know, sometimes we all need a moment where we just diagnose ourselves with problems and solutions, and my problem is that I don't listen to myself, so that'll never change. But I do know that what I should do in the future, absolutely, is do more projects like this channel. I mean, this channel, when I started it, I had the goal of uploading one video every single day for the entire year. That, if you do the math, is 365 videos. I wanted to do this because I wanted to make myself okay with posting content regularly. And not only that, but to prove to myself that I could post a video every single day. I know that I talk about this a lot, but it's kind of what's on my mind a lot. Or maybe I don't talk about it a lot. I don't know how much of this stuff actually does make it into the videos I make. It's kind of hard to keep track when I'm already on pace to make more videos than I've made in the past, like, 5 years of YouTube in the past 60 days. Which is kind of a surreal thing to think about. But then you sort of buckle down and realize that a lot of these videos, you know, about half of them are complete meme throwaway videos. another half are just complete silly gameplay videos, and then there are a couple ones, a couple of ones that I want to pursue more. And part of pursuing that is actually setting aside the time to record and make and edit those videos, because I have to actually budget my time in the day. I can't just sit down and record gameplay or take gameplay footage from a day or two ago that I recorded and then chop that up into a video. Yeah, that'll always be a video, but it's kind of all over the place. It's kind of random. I think there's a reason why people enjoy the more talky commentary videos more, is because it's just me talking off the cuff. It doesn't matter what's on screen. You can kind of just like tune out and listen to it like a podcast. Maybe I'm charismatic. Probably not. Let's be honest. I think I have a much better dynamic when I'm with other people. But these so-called other people aren't in the room with us right now. Or, more accurately, they're not in the room with me. So, for the time being, I'll just talk to the void. But I'm gonna stick with it. I've started sticking with my projects, and hey, recently I actually went back to a map that I had left in an incomplete state, and miraculously, I found some kind of motivation out of completely nowhere to buckle down and actually get it to a playable state. I have a lot of trouble focusing my attention on projects that I actually want to do, even if I already do want to have a desire to finish that project. There are many topics I want to make videos on, but it seems like sometimes I can just get in over my head. Like, I feel like it's just such a insurmountable task to make a video about this topic that why should I even bother? I don't break the bigger project up into smaller bits and chunks. I had a video I wanted to make about a map in CSGO, and then doing a bunch of research, I found a whole rabbit hole of ideas of things in CSGO that I never knew about, that a bunch of the community doesn't know about, because, I mean, people would rather just hear the same person talk about the history of Dust 2 for the 30th time than talk about things that were in the game at one point that everyone's just forgotten. Or hell, talk about community maps, because I'm a level designer, I'm biased, community maps are cool. So, I also recently, the other day, drafted up a huge script for an upcoming video on the main channel. With how progress is moving, it looks like that's going to be my next one, which itself was just a slice of a bigger project I wanted to make about a map in CSGO. It's weird. These goals can seem really difficult, but if you have the goal of uploading a video every single day for a whole year, it's a lot easier when you take it one day at a time, one step at a time. It's a lot easier to think of the one video a day rather than the total 365 videos in a whole year. Or maybe I'm crazy. Later.